that is required, because a person who does that kind of an acquisition doesn't need to add risk to his portfolio, and maybe just needs fixed income or cash and so on and so forth. But the association with mutual funds is only risk. I can lose my money in this product.
So do you mean that we, the IFAs, should sell SIPs apart from equity part in short term and debt for a shorter period? You mean in that way? Maybe I have interacted with a lot of IFAs about selling a short-term fund for a 1 year period or 1.5 year period for SIP mode for particular goal of the client, or even a debt product for a shorter term, 1 year and 2 year for just like an RD. But what my friends, IFA friends, they have reciprocated me is, see, क्या मिलेगा उसमें 30 paise, 20 paise? That kind of things is coming out. How to break the ties and make IFAs sell even a debt product?
Yeah, in fact, that was the original plan that I was supposed to present today, but that got changed around. That is for another occasion. Very interesting you bring this up. I think as an advisor community, possibly forget the last 6 months, 1 year, the last time any of us sold fixed income to individuals as IFAs or offered fixed income solutions to your clients was probably starting in 2000, going up to 2002 and 2003. It's only in the last 1 year, and there would be exceptions who have built their business on a balanced basis, offering both equity and fixed income. Again, as you said, can we sell it for a short term? If the client needs it, whether it's going to earn you 20 basis, 30 basis, that should be only secondary. Because when you offer him a solution, there is a lot more that he will trust you with. So it's called deepening your client. You don't need to be going out and hunting for new clients. You just need to farm from what you already have. If that is a solution for the client, why should it stop you from offering it? Yes, it is at the end of it coming to you. It's going to earn you something rather than having nothing of coming to you. And that could be a very stable base for your business and give you a far better in-depth view of your client.
Thank you, sir. And now we'll go on to Mr. Vipul. And sir, is the MF industry facing a perception that people think MF industry is risky or I cannot make money for me?
No, I think that is how it started earlier, and we've seen people speak about it in the morning that 5 years ago, 10 years ago, people whenever they thought of MFs or MF industry, they thought they're putting money only into equity fund, and that's how probably we've sold it also in the past. I think that is changing definitely. What is important is, as Uday and the other speakers also had said, that we focus on the customer. We don't try and sell them stuff that is important to us. It should be something which is holistic for the customer and his need. If the moment we start talking about that, and many of us do, there's nothing which prevents the industry from growing. The customer in his mind should not be thinking, "Arey, he's called and fixed an appointment with me. He's got something to sell. So I must be wary." If that is the intention or that is the apprehension in the mind of the customer, we are then only doing product pushing. Product pushing will not make the industry scalable. The moment we start getting into customer needs, whether it's a 20, 30 basis point earning or more, as long as it is linked to the customer's best interest, there's nothing which prevents the industry from growing. And thankfully, in the past 6-7 months, maybe because of market conditions, fixed income has made a comeback. People are talking of liquid funds. One of the privileges of my job is also to go around the country and talk to people like you and learn from you. So some insights let me share, which your colleagues have shared with me. People say, I don't want to push on product, I want to understand the customer better, so let me get all his income or all his wealth into a liquid fund. Then as long as it is in my control, I'll slowly, as per the customer's need, put it into debt fund or equity fund or an SIP. So that is one insight which somebody has given, that let me try and put in something which is non-risky. The customer experiences that, he trusts me, and over a period of time I've got time to convert him into other products as per his need. Second, somebody just spoke about SIPs. SIPs are a win-win, not only for the manufacturer, not only for the advisor, but also for the customer, and that is where it should really start. Again, from your point of view, and this is something, again, one of the advisors has told me, that he says, currently, every month I go out and make my sale, I'm dependent on that month's sale. But the moment I increase my SIP book tremendously, 40, 50%, 60% of my monthly expenses are coming from the SIP book. Once I do that, then I know I'll meet my numbers or my expectations month on month. So they are focusing on SIPs. Not only it is good for the customer, but it's a good business sense for them, that they are saying, I do not have a variability in income month on month. If I don't have a large SIP book, I may have a variability in income. So tough times as these are, but these are things which I think our industry, our community, people have told me, so happy to share that with you.
Thank you, sir. And regarding the SIP, what we were talking about, we have a SIP person here with us who is sitting here, who is very successful in selling SIPs, but I do not know whether he has sold apart from equity any other SIPs, because he used to sell SIP like insurance product. 15 years, 20 years, I have never seen him selling a SIP for anything less than 15 years. If somebody is going to sell him for 5 years or 10 years, he will say, no, you don't come to equity at all, don't invest in mutual fund, don't keep quiet. And he is a person, is a one-man army, now joined Next Advisor, now he is becoming a technology man also. That's Alagappan there, who has almost sold, if he don't sells 5 SIP a day, he don't go home at all. With his bag, he will start out, go enter the market, 5 SIP a day. After 5 SIP a day, evening after 6 o'clock, 6 peg a day. Okay, I'll go to Mr. Sunil now.
Rameshji, I wanted to ask a question of the panel. Sorry to button, maybe I'm using my privilege as an MC. I was just wondering, talking about customer acquisition, now I think Mr. Haribal did give a lot of insight about how you maintain that equation to know what is it that I'm looking for and how do you add value. I wanted to put this question across to the panel as well as to our members here. As an advisor, what is going to be my working hours? Because perhaps there is a sense in it that my working hours is actually 24/7. I do my relationship exercise irrespective of which day of the week it is or what time of the day it is when I interact with people. Because that is when I get to hear their story. Because otherwise, as someone just said it, the person across the table is apprehensive if I come here to sell something to him. That is not the time when he opens up.
Correct. Okay.
Can I go first? Again, drawing from my learnings when I was an advisor, but working for an institution, the best client relationships that I forged and could nurture for a longest period of time were on Saturdays. That's when the clients had the time. That's when they took a break from whatever routine that they had on the first 5 days of the week. And therefore, what you say, 24/7. Does it mean, and we didn't have iPads, iPhones, or Surface tablets, whatever it is today. So if it is technology that allows you to sort of do it, you can do it from the comfort of your office, your home. You needn't be face to face. you have the access to Skype or whatever the technology is, to connect with a client, not necessarily in the location where you are, but that is when you can spend quality time, uninterrupted, discussing lots of things which could lead to a solution or a problem solving, is when you had to, when you make the best or forge the best relationships and the longest sticky sort of clients.
I'll add to that. See, I know again of some advisors who say that for the initial discussion, since I'm not pushing a product, I'm talking of the family's needs, I definitely insist on the husband and wife coming together, maybe on a Saturday, and most of the people I know, when both of the husband and wife are together, they want to have that first or second sitting till the time they drop the plan. Second, taking again from an FMCG example, the fixed day, fixed time thing, that works beautifully. And I've seen this, I have also got a erstwhile consumer FMCG background. So that is something I learned. We used to call it permanent journey plans. He called it a fixed day, fixed time. So we used to call it PJPs. So if you have those fixed day, fixed time kind of appointments set up with the customer, yes, they could change because of somebody emergency here or there. Then that 24/7 doesn't come into place. Yes, if there's an emergency, somebody may call, that's a different thing. But if you have those things which are fixed up already, there's nothing which prevents from your productivity being high and you are meeting the customers at the right time, every time, and meeting so many more customers.
Yeah, when I said 24/7, I did not mean about selling. It was more about being alert to a prospective client's needs and where one could, show him a solution or talk to him about what kind of possibilities existed. Perhaps in terms of making sales to existing customers, yes, that Monday to Friday FT, that's the acronym you used. I think that would be more effective. But you kind of look at possibilities of acquiring new customers. It could be at any given point in time. Absolutely. It could be at your kid's school. It could be anywhere for that matter.
Absolutely. I think the best is to ask the customer what is convenient to you. And it has to be mutually convenient. And I'm sure the customer will understand. Okay, you have your diary and he has his diary. Can we make it this day? It has to be a compromise and it has to be win-win. You can't go at a time when customer, if you are occupied with something, you can say, so I'm preoccupied. Can we find out? Best is to involve the customer in that.
In other words, in our kind of industry, it is more relationships driven. So customer segmentation, of course, you can go back to your office and do the analysis, but out there on the field, anybody could be a customer. And you would not want to prevent yourself from talking to anybody or listening to anybody.
No, relationships are at the core of everything that we do, not just our business,
Absolutely.
But even the FMCG business, because they use channels. And which channel, why should a channel who can offer so many different products sell only that particular product? It's all to do with the relationship. It's also to do with the end product relationship that the customer has with that particular product, or a need or a solution. True. So it's a relationship which forms the basis of anything and everything that we do.
Fantastic. So would you like to wrap it up, Rameshji?
Yeah, I'll finish one more thing, because this is a very, very important thing from an FMCG man. Sir, what is the success mantra you have for IFAs present here?
Okay, the couple of things I will share with you is what, when you were saying about the, when Mr. Uday was talking about the customer retention, I think there's a very good saying which I have read somewhere. I would like to share with you. I'm sure some of you would have read it. I read it in a place. It said, you can count the number of fruits in a tree, but you cannot imagine the number of trees in a fruit. You can never imagine as to how many trees can be there in a single fruit. So our customer should be looked at as a fruit which can give to immense number of trees. You cannot imagine. He may be small today, he may be big today, it doesn't matter. If you assume that iska value itna hi hai, then you will only get that much value. But if you believe that, he is capable of giving far more, I think that is one of the, nothing is small, nothing is big. What is good for if you want to nurture that fruit, when it seeds, you have to put water, you have to do everything. So that is the biggest learning which I think I would like to share. Second mantra is, of course, I'm sure all of you would agree that planning and preparation is the 70% of whatever we do. If we don't plan and prepare for anything, be it could be a half an hour meeting, be it an hour meeting, be it a 2-hour meeting, nothing substitutes a thorough planning, detailed planning, well in advance. That's the biggest, even for this meeting, we did spend a lot of time. I'm sure all of you would have spent a lot of time. Nothing replaces planning. And the third success mantra which I would like to share with you is nothing to do with, it's about the way of life which we live. This success mantra simply says, if you work for yourself, you'll have to struggle for yourself. If you work for others, others will work for you. There's a book called Letters from a Friend by Anthony Robbins, if you have read. It's very simple. It says, we all need so many things, our clients need so many things, but sometimes it works for us to put aside our needs and start focusing on the needs of the others, not even be the clients. If you can do something good for others, there will be a lot of others who you will not be knowing who is working for you, but there will be a lot of people who will be working for you from somewhere, and at the end you don't know where to, but somewhere you will find that you got something which you didn't really, otherwise you were thinking of getting it, but it came to you as if it was on a platter. So that I think is very critical way of life. If you can just give to others, just do for others, others will do for you. They will not tell you you won't know who is doing it, but they will do it for you.
I 100% agree with Mr. Sunil. Next one is the lovely mantra, that is, if you work for you, you work for you. If you work for others, the others work for you. IFA Galaxy is working for others, so others are working for IFA Galaxy, and we are growing. Same way, this is the same success mantra which we are following in our group, IFA Galaxy. We always see the others benefit and we work for others. And I'd like to add on anything you want to, any other questions you want, or we'll open up for the question for a few minutes.
Take questions from the audience.
We'll take question from the audience. Any questions?
Financial products are sold person to person or on relationship. Now, if you are going to be online, the geography expands much. But how do you rate this? This is going to be a successful way of doing it. What are the issues that we'll be facing and the preparations that we have to do to handle these issues? If you can point out.
I think we all have to recognize the fact that we are a young nation. We are a young nation. I think the average age is about 26 or 28, thereabouts. And therefore, the larger number of people who are going to take up to technology the take up to technology is going to be very, very rapid. And yes, currently it's a face-to-face interaction, but you, as a client, as an advisor to a client, you have to understand what is it that each and every client is comfortable with. There are several clients who are very happy dealing with routine matters or even complicated matters through email exchange or sitting in front of a laptop or a iPad and talking to you. So yes, it is an intangible that we are offering to our client, and therefore a face-to-face interaction at regular period is essential, not necessarily for making a sale, but maybe even just discussing changes to circumstances in our clients' lives, which could entail a change in solution or an addition, so on and so forth. So that physical contact cannot be done away with, but we have to appreciate what most of our clients need and how they'll expect the service delivery. Is it technology? And if we use technology and help our clients get used to technology, I think as entrepreneurs, we can only build scale you can only build scale for your own businesses.
Any questions? Yes. Please tell your name and where you are from, and then start the question.
Oh, I'm Satya from Chennai. I work with a company called Sai Securities. My question is to Mr. Vipul. See, I have been going to a lot of meetings like this, and even now I heard about that client's need. We should advise about client's need. But I want to put up a question like banks like HSBC or Citibank or Deutsche Bank. Even if you listen from them or higher officials, they will say that we advise the client based on their needs and risk profiles. But I have been reading reports that a lot of clients are missold, and banks advise the products which are giving more profits to them. So I want to inquire whether it is true or what is the current mistrue picture.
See,